Hi, this is Stephen Brower. Welcome to CISY 217, Intro to Operating Systems. This video here is meant to be sort of an overview of the tools that we'll be using this semester, which mainly is web study, but then some of the other resources that are available. The first thing I want to show is how you can bring up the syllabus and the schedule in case you can't get into web study or into Lines Den. So from the school's main page right here, under current students, academic departments, then computer science, scrolling down, Stephen Brower. By the way, if I have any deviations to my office hours, I will list those here. But here for operating systems, this is the online class, the late start. So I'll click on that. And then down here, I have a link to the syllabus and to the schedule. The syllabus has the policies, so it has information about the book, and it has an overview of how the course is going to be conducted, the weight of the items within the course, and then the policies regarding things like the labs, the homework, the discussion forums, the research projects, etc. Again, these are the policies, and then the class schedule. What generally I will do is we'll have a week go from Tuesday to the following Monday. The course begins on Tuesday the 3rd, and so the following Monday is February 9th. Then the next day, February 10th, is a Tuesday, and that week will go into the following Monday, February 16th. So the schedule that I have lays out the chapters that we're going to cover out of the book, and then the items that are due. All the assignments that are listed here are detailed within Web Study. But the main thing by accessing this here outside of Web Study is in case you're just trying to figure out, well, what chapter to read. Now, another thing is if you are in Lion's Den, let me just pop over here to Lion's Den. When you log on, your view of Lion's Den will be different than what I see. I am an instructor, but somewhere within Lion's Den when you log in, you'll have something like this. My course says click here too. And you may have to change this to spring 2015 in case you currently have it saying fall or all. But I'll leave it as spring 2015. I'll go to the operating systems. Now, what most teachers do is when you click on the course like I just did, it would go straight into Web Study. And what I'm choosing to do is to just use this for a couple minor things, just in case Web Study becomes unavailable. There is a link to Web Study. The course web page that's listed here, that's the same one that I was at before that I could get the syllabus and the schedule. So if you happen to be in Lines Den for a different reason, then you can bring up this page and then you can access what's there. It would be better to go into Web Study without going through a window, meaning without going through Lines Den. But if you do click this, it will take you to Web Study. The thing probably that you should do is on your computer is bookmark in the URL for Web Study. So I'm going to just create a new tab here. Well, I know I had one open there, but let me just do it from scratch. So rvcc.webstudy.com. I know it's filling in. There you go, rvcc.webstudy.com. So this way, you don't have to go to the school's website first. You don't have to go to Lines Den first. You can just go straight there, which means you can bookmark this so that you can come back to it later. Here's information about what your password is for getting in. This will disappear eventually. Let me log into Lines Den. I should probably pause this thing. Now, there's two things going on here. One, I'm an instructor. The second thing is I have this brought up in an hour review because I'm trying to fit this into this window that I'm using here, if the window's too big, the video becomes too large. So if I like maximize the browser to give you an idea of how much real estate is taking up, it's that big. I'm only just doing a portion view into it. Anyway, so what I'm getting at is your view when you first go into web study will be slightly different than this. But one of the things that you should have is for spring 2015, a link for our course, which is the operating systems. Let me change my view to a student, which will be closer to what you guys will have. The main button over on the right-hand side here, you're probably going to spend all your time in, is going to be the timeline. So let me go and click on the timeline. Well, the timeline has, and whoops, let me just do a collapse of all because show how it normally would look like. The timeline, the idea is this is the whole course, a snapshot of the whole course. This is a 12-week course, so from week 1 out to week 12, and then finally the final. And so this can be the launching pad to go and get all the materials for a particular week and then all the assignments. There also is here PDFs of the syllabus and the schedule, so the same things that I showed you here are also available within Web Study itself. The timeline, the way it works is you would expand. So here's the course overview describing a little bit about it. Well, this link right here is actually the video I'm about to replace, which is this one right here. This will be updated with the link to this video that I'm doing. Okay, so, but some of the other ones that have topics, there might be an overview of a topic here. There may be a YouTube video. It's going to vary week to week how many YouTube videos there are. Like this one only has one. This one right here has a couple YouTube videos. So it'll vary week to week how many there are. And if you notice now the assignments, so something I pointed out before over here is that work will be due on Mondays. So for this week 1 that we're in, the first set of assignments is due February 9th. And then from here, we can see what are the assignments that are due. Homework 1, Lab 1, and then this introductory forum. The forums are, the way I do forums, think of it as like a class participation grade. Usually I will post questions where there's no right or wrong answer. It's more opinion based, and your grade for that will be based not on whether or not I agree with you, but more that you answer whatever question that I had asked. And so if you give an answer that has nothing to do with the question I had asked, that wouldn't be good. But if you're on point, if you're on point, then you're on point, and that would be the full credit for that. The forum is where you just go in, you can read my question, read what other people write, and then post your own statement. I'm sorry, let me just peek into this first one. So this first one right here is where, this is the description, this is the question that I'm asking, and then if you start a new thread, now I already went and did this, but if you start a new thread, then you can put in the thread name and then put the comment that you have for that and then post it. Down here you'd see the other postings, so this is the post that I did, and you can go and read that post. Okay. On a weekly basis, usually there's going to be a homework and a lab. It's going to vary week to week, the nature of those. But let me just go into each. We're going to see sort of how it looks. Now again, because my view is compressed, things look a little bit different here. If it was, I had it expanded, then these would be more of a left and right thing, the description of the assignment on the left, and then where you can actually go and enter the assignment on the right. But because I'm in this compressed view, it's more of a top-bottom. So here's the description of the assignment, which in this case are the questions, and then down here is the mechanism in which you would do that. I do prefer that you submit for homework actual Word documents itself. So for that, you would actually come into this tab. You would choose the file that you have on your hard drive or flash, wherever you're grabbing it from, attach the file. If there's more than one file, you would attach each one. So the attaching of the files would be through this tab. The only thing you would have to do the text here is maybe there's something you want to draw my attention to. Let's say there was an issue with one of the questions, or there's an issue in the document, or just something you want me to know, you would put that within here. So after you attach your documents and fill in any text here that you need to fill in, well, this is one of those really strange things, that you can't just hit the submit button by itself. If you do that, it'll get lost. You have to click send it to the instructor and then submit, and then it will go to me. So if you don't do that, it'll default to not being sent, and then I never actually get the assignment. Now, I'm not going to actually go through and do the send right now, but if I did click here, send it to an instructor, and then click submit, then it would be submitted to me. The labs they're going to vary week to week in terms of what they are. But one of the things that's good about this lab, let me go and bring this one up, is that it actually says here, see the attached PDF file for the lab description. So in a number of the labs, I give you this PDF, or a PDF, and the PDF has the details of what the lab should be. I'll go into the lab, and so here's the details of what you have to do and that you're submitting back to me. So the labs are going to be different. Some of them are problems of the book, some of them are more the theory. It's going to vary week to week, but still, when you're done, is then you're going to attach your files. So come here, attach the files that you need, add any annotations here that you think I need to know, click send it to the instructor, and then submit. Okay, well, that was quite a bit all at once. There'll be little things throughout the next couple weeks here for the new items that we get to, but just sort of review, I did bring up, going from the school's main page, how you can access the syllabus and the class schedule in case you can't get into Lions Den or get into web study. I showed how if you are in Lions Den, how the information, the same thing, the syllabus and the schedule is available from here, as well as a link over to web study. And then what I showed here is that I went straight into web study, rvcc.webstudy.com, and I logged into web study. And the main thing that I went into then is this timeline. So the timeline then will sort of guide you on what you need to do on a week-to-week basis for this course. So again, welcome to Operating Systems, and hope you have an enjoyable semester.